We are back again in the lab. Asafapowell and Alicia Powell, for those who don't know.
Yes,
I mean?
we are back. Fast Lane Lifestyle. I hope you didn't miss a beat when we're gone. I hope you listened to our previous episodes and caught up and left a review as well, because we want to hear from you guys. All right?
Yeah. So, like for those who join us for the first time, we're just a young couple. I'm the youngest of the two.
Okay.
My wife. Nothing to say? Nothing to say?
No, I will just let him have this win. I'll let you have that. If it makes you sleep better at night. Yeah, but I also want to say happy Monday, happy blessed day, happy whatever day it is that you're listening to this, or when you get the chance to listen or watch. Well, I guess, yeah, it would be Thursday. Yeah, so happy whatever day. We actually had a great weekend. We ended up going to the Mobay City Run. So Mobay is Montego Bay in Jamaica. If you're listening for the first time and are like, where's Mobay? Montego Bay. They had the Jill Stewart Mobay City Run. And guess what? We said we were going to walk. We got our bibs and it actually said 5K run. So we're like, okay. We actually ended up running about 3K of it.
We did the entire 5K, but we'll walk, I would say, 2K. Like 2Ks.
Yeah, but the walk was like a fast-paced walk.
And then the jog was a fast-paced jog too.
And let me tell you, I woke up today with my body sore. Like, it's unreal. It's unreal. But it was a great weekend. We ended up going 2 days before the race. And it was just nice to have time together, because we haven't had that in a long time. And truth be told, I have been complaining that I'm burnt out. I know. I feel like us moms, we're tired of saying I'm tired. We're tired of saying I'm burnt out. So it just really showed me how important it is to just take time for yourself, as well as if you're married or, in a relationship with your partner, you have kids, it's important to just make time to spend time with each other and just be present with each other. It just felt great. It felt like we were just dating again,
Yeah, I mean, for me, at first, for anybody who is going to become a father or husband or, whatever it is, at first, when you hear your wife start talking about, her being burnt out, it's the first thing that come to your mind is she love complaining. Why she love complaining so much? She's always complaining, but then, after paying attention, and seeing how much, work the mothers put in, and these kids don't run to their fathers for everything. They run to their mother. Even when they wake up in the mornings and they come in the bed, they're going directly for their mother. So it's just a lot. I get it. I understand. And paying attention. I pay attention and I see. Even though sometimes it still sounds annoying, but I understand why. And I try to play my part. I get a bit I fear bit of cussing. So I have to always make sure that I help out.
I mean, I think it's important that we do have those type of conversations, because I think us women, we're just I don't even want to feel like I'm complaining, so I would just do it on my own. But then you end up being miserable. You don't show up being your best self. Then, because apart from being a mom, you have to show up as being a wife. If we're being real, then you have to always be ready to have sex as well. There's just so many different hats that you have to wear when you are a woman. And then on top of that, a mom, a wife. There's no time that you get to shut off. I think the only time is when we're sleeping. But even then, is our brain really shut off? So
I sometimes when you haven't done some things in a while, you kind of forget. This weekend was was fantastic. It was a great weekend, guys. And
It was.
I tell you, like when we got there, it was so much fun. You know, I know my wife is always messing around with me and all that stuff. And can I tell you guys, the minute we got home, straight into mom mode. I'm like, you see, what I tell you, when we're home, it's like nothing isn't sexy anymore because you know kids just make everything just miserable.
He said that my mood switched.
Yeah,
because
like,
they
the
were
mood
throwing
just switched.
tantrums, and I had a whole I had to get back to bedtime routine, pack their snacks, bathe them, feed them, vitamins. Like it just felt like there was a lot to do, and we came home kind of late, so it's like okay, I have to scram, and you know that they were not really in like a good mood either. Toddlers and tantrums.
That's the thing. I say it's unfair when they want to sleep. And the minute you wake them up to feed them, like to get them out the car, just to move them out the car, to get them in the house, and it's like you want to give them something before they fall asleep because you know they will wake up hungry in the middle of the night. They're miserable.
Yep.
But when they're waking us up in the middle of the night, they don't expect us to be miserable.
But I think, I mean, they're toddlers. Remember I said today, they have no control of their emotions. So I think with that being said, you realize that it's important that once in a while, we get time to ourselves. I can actually just like breathe. Like I always would tell him that as a dad, he has the luxury to sit down and watch a series. But as a mom, we don't have that luxury, you know? And on that note, I actually want to say Happy Mother's Day because it's coming up.
Happy Mother's Day.
To all the moms out there, to the mother figures, like anyone that's in a position that takes care of kids, you know, opening up your arms and you're nurturing the future generation.
And sorry to cut you on your big ups, holding her toe and shaking her toe. You know, we did a episode and I messed up the voice part of it. So I didn't save the voice, you know, so we didn't have that episode to play. And we were talking about mothers and, you know, our mothers are, you know, being stressed out. From the other day, we've seen moms, you know, committing suicide, killing their kids, doing all sorts of stuff. And we were like, why, you know, why is this, you know? And we had that discussion, you know, but we just didn't get to put it out.
Yeah,
you know,
I
think can just touch back
obviously,
on
you know, I am not a licensed therapist. You know, I feel like when in conversations like that, I can only just kind of like give my take on, and it's just my opinion. It's not right. You know, it's mine. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I just feel like burnout is a hell of a thing. Postpartum depression. And then I think I had said I found out that there's another thing called, I don't know if it's postpartum psychosis or something. So it's like an out of body experience. So it's like you're just so out of tune with reality. There's that as well. And then, you know, being a single parent or being a single mom as well, all of that. And just like when you're a mom, I think a lot of us aren't having like honest conversations about how motherhood, how hard it is. I think it's so glamorized. Like I grew up seeing it being glamorized. It's like, oh, you know, it's a blessing. Yes, of course, being able to have a baby and bring forth a child, a human, is a blessing, but it's also a really big responsibility. I also think maybe to factor in, maybe people having kids for the wrong reasons, either for a financial gain or to keep a man, you know, and you think that the outcome might be different, but then it's like you've signed up for something that you never really wanted. So like to me, I think it's just so many different factors, because even in a marriage, I've seen pretty much people be a single parent in their own marriage as well. Because like, again, a man would think that you're just complaining, but it's a lot of work on you. At least the formative years, you know that the kids are just going to mom. And like, what time does mom get to herself to just like reset? Like, I don't even remember, this is going off topic a little, but I don't remember the last time I was able to take a shower by myself, use the bathroom by myself. It's like there's barely any moment. And then on top of it, I have to please other people, make sure the household is being ran, make sure. So I feel like it's a lot of different factors as to why that is happening. And then now with social media, you see it more because, I'm not saying it never happened before, but
we're seeing it more.
we're seeing
we
a
have
lot more,
access
and
to it.
it's troubling. Like, I think we need to have more conversations with people. And I'm a firm believer in like not making people feel guilty for saying that they don't want to have kids. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot. Like, I'm a mom, and my main advice to everyone is make sure you live your life, meaning like make memories, create experiences, especially like as a single person, figure out who you are, learn who you are before you sign up for that. And then try your best to really pick somebody, a great partner, a great father. Like, do not have kids for the wrong reasons. I know mistakes happen and oopsies happen, but try your best to prevent it, because all of that ends up falling on you, and then you become bitter. Psychosis. I mean, like with postpartum, that just happens with pregnancy, right? But it's a lot. Like even just carrying a baby alone. So
and a lot of people will see people do it, but they probably have a lot of support. Some of them, their parents will take on the responsibility. Some will, so people will see people doing it and think, it's fine, but.
And then we, like our parents, like my mom's generation, they were a generation where it's like, you just like, shut up and do it. Like they're strong, and they don't ever communicate or express themselves, right? They held everything in. And then later on in life, they end up like having certain illnesses, or they've aged themselves drastically. They've done all of these sacrifices, but then sometimes they're guilt tripping their kids as well, because it's like, I gave up my dreams for you. And you hear from the kids that I think it's a little bit unfair, because I love you as a mom or as my parents. I appreciate everything you've done, but I didn't ask you to give up everything for me. Because at the end of the day, you could have been able to try and balance the two. But it's that generation of like, we just don't talk about what we're feeling, what we're going through. It's recently my mom was like, she said it in Tree, like raising kids is very hard, it's difficult, right? And I said, so how come you never had this conversation with me, before? Not that would change anything, but at least you go into it knowing what to kind of like expect. And I'm like, imagine, you said I was a handful, so imagine having two of me back to back. It's because she was saying to me that I noticed you don't, as of lately, you don't look happy. You look tired, like you look stressed out. And I'm like, yeah, I am burned out. Because also Asafa has hurt his wrist. So meaning now, so like a lot of everything is like on me.
Guys. Yeah, I can't. Before like I used to just, all I can do is take them in the garage, take them for a drive.
Yeah.
Maybe put on them one of them shirt and stuff. But my wrist is what a whack, man. So
and I feel like a lot of people,
Alicia. Even your backs are hurting, because
they just throw their weight on me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people probably assume that I have a nanny or any of that stuff. No, I don't have a nanny. I don't have no.
We're working on it.
We don't have.
It's hard to find good help.
Yeah, but I mean, I just go to say that it's hard. Just do it when you're ready. But I feel like this stuff is happening with women, and it could be many different factors. And it's absolutely sad, because some of the phone calls out here, like when you see these videos on TikToks, and the parents have called and speaking to like 911 responder.
I saw one last week.
It's just like the way they're calm. It's like a different level of like, that's something's wrong mentally. Some imbalance has happened, So to put your body through that, make sure you're doing it for somebody that is worth it. Like, don't sign up on purpose to be a single mom.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, like if that might sound mean, but like don't sign up on purpose, because one, it's unfair to you. Secondly, it's unfair to your child. Many different
100%.
factors, like try to
100%.
be stable, because trust, in even a marriage, you can be doing more.
Kids not cheap. They're not cheap. Every time when Alicia says snack time, it's snack time, I'm like, man.
See, now people are going to say that. I feel like I hear Asafa complain about that much.
Yeah, man. You can go ahead and don't complain about anything. I'm complaining.
But shout out to moms. Like, honestly, happy Mother's Day.
I'm not a trust fund baby. I work hard for whatever I have. And to even talking about work hard for whatever I have. Going back to the the event that we went to
Yes.
this weekend, where it was a charity event.
Yeah, raising.
And every time I hear about charities, like I feel like I get traumatized. Because I've had very, very bad experience with charity and stuff like that. I'm always helping people, but I remember back when I started my charity, and it really, I got a bad hit, with my charity. But it was, trust me, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made, starting a charity. But at the end of the day, I ended up trusting the wrong people and having the wrong people, in my charity. So even though I'm starting over from scratch with my foundation, and it's just a lot of work, because I have to dissolve the old one, start with and try and start the new one, and it's just a lot of pain. And I sometimes I get fed up, because I'm like, why is this taking so long? What's taking so long? But I mean, the process is just too much, But I mean, and there sometimes you can pass the middleman or the whatever and just go to the head. But it's like you just want to go through all of the steps, to get things done. But sometimes it's like, just keep this person, just contact.
Well, I think probably in your case, because I've been there watching it, I don't even really think it's like you have been to the person at the top, and even then, I think there was just so much steps, and the reason why there's a lot of steps is because of like how the last one ended and how it started. So it's kind of like you're still having to pay for all of the mistakes that happened the first time. So
yeah, my I would love to give advice to upcoming people. If you're starting to earn money for yourself, especially athletes, because a lot of people gonna want to approach you. Make them go with them ideas. Don't follow nobody with them ideas, because these people nowadays, the world that we're living in now, people nowadays are money hungry, and they're very, very unfair, selfish. I've lost through my foundation. I've put up tens of millions of my own money
out of replacements of what was taken from
tens of millions. I put up money up front, because you have to, in a charity, you have to get sponsorship and stuff like that. So up front, to do something to make money, you put up your own money, and then you'll get funding, and stuff like that. But I've lost tens of millions, millions, through this thing, and it was because of unfair people and dishonest. Alice would say disingenuous, people. So whenever people approach you, you have to find out their intentions. I find it hard to trust people, ever since I just don't want to get into anything with people, again, because of what I've went through and all that I've lost, through trying to do things the right way and trying to help people. So, I find it very hard to trust people, and, you have always said to me that, I'm too kind and, too
No, I
too
said
giving.
that you don't have not those words. I just say that you don't set boundaries.
Yeah, don't have limits.
And boundaries is not a bad word. Like you, and I think for me it's like you need to move accordingly. So I think the way to reword it is with Saf, he will give someone the driver's seat when he's never supposed to get out of the driver's seat. They're supposed to be passengers. So never give people full control. Like whether it's a charity, whether it's business, you need to be as involved, as aware, as alerted. Like you need to be in the driver's seat.
And that's what I've learned
your
over the
problem.
years.
You like to just say,
that was my problem.
You do it. I would just go and like sit in the back seat because I fully trust you, and you can't ever do that.
Yeah,
especially when
the thing is, it's just from the line of work, that we're in, and we tend to get used to that and get comfortable with that. We're just having people just do everything. Like we, in a sports, you get managers, you get publicists, you get this person, that person. So I think I was just looking at things the
I think
wrong
it's
way.
more than that. I think he was the baby of the family. So I think
No,
it was
it
from
wasn't.
young.
No, that's the thing. It wasn't no family thing. It
No, I'm
was
not saying it's a
people
family
I trust.
thing.
People I give like I say, I give people the driver's seat.
Right. So what
You know
I'm
what I mean?
saying is it's also, of course, it has to do with your job line of work. But I always make a joke because even in everything, you're with the baby of the family. So a lot of things were like it would be done for you. That's what I mean. So naturally, that's not even your characteristic to be the type of person to say, hey, I'm gonna find out what this is happening. Because even with having a publicist, a manager, all of that stuff, you're still at least to be able to like steer some of the wheel a little bit, right? I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? Do I want to do this? How does this benefit me? You're supposed to question certain things.
And that's it. That's the thing, That's the thing. Yeah, you have people who do things like that. Then you have people who they're just lucky enough to find people who are very honest.
That too.
And bring them through. And then you have people, like me, who just, unlucky to always find the wrong set of people. So it's just that you're not doing anything different from what the others are doing, but it's just that you're just unlucky enough to find that, because like I say, in this line of work, that's how it works, because it's hard. When I was competing, it was hard for me to find 10 minutes to do something for myself. You always have to have somebody, doing
once
this,
in a while, though. That doesn't mean you guys check your phones, check your contracts every 5 seconds. You have to take your phone off.
You have to
be DMing some girl. Go and check your
that's
stuff.
What I'm saying.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't put your trust in people. That's where I'm going with the encouragement. You know what I mean? Because you make mistakes, so you cannot make them again, and you can encourage people, not to make, these mistakes.
Like share the story. So especially if you weren't from a background of, I think we talked about this the other day, of like financial literacy. And I go to say that's like when you're the first one out of the family to become the millionaire or all of that stuff, it's just under certain circumstances. Like I never got that talk either with my parents, like financial literacy, like the way other people might be blessed, like, hey, taxes, save for this stock, that, like, those types of conversations that kind of give you a head start when you see the money coming in, that you're able to, like, who was a great example of that was when you sat down and talked with Noah Lyles. His mom is educated in like financial literacy. So she's like, here, we're doing this, we're doing that. So if you're the first and you don't get that talk, try and educate yourself on it. Like sit down with your accountant, find out about certain things. Even now there's books, but like just learning as you go. And now social media, you can learn on there. So
it's modern time now. Things are not so difficult like back in the days. Everything is a lot easier now. You can take up your phone and check stocks.
Exactly. You can keep track of things. Especially when
I asked you the other day if you ever see a bank book.
Right, and I was like, what is that?
Like,
yeah,
what
I
is
don't.
This?
I've never,
you know what I mean? Yeah, we used to have bank book that you go to the bank, then stamp in the new amount in the bank book.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. So that's how we used to track things. But nowadays, things are so much easier. I saw a gas truck drive past the house this morning. Now people driving around, you come to your yard and put gas in your car. You know what I mean? So, everything, things and times, just changing, and just have to make use of it.
Yeah.
But just make sure who you put your trust in, and find somebody we can share things with, and because sometimes you have things in your heart, and it can really lead you to do some to make bad decisions, but when you have somebody to share with, somebody to love, you find yourself opening up a lot more, and talking about things that you never think you would ever say to other people.
I mean, I feel like that's why these type of platforms are so important. Like, especially something like this coming from someone of your caliber, talking to younger athletes that are coming up, about learning financial literacy, about, hey, you know, make sure you do your research, all of that stuff. It's really good because it's not every lesson that you need to learn or partake in. And I believe in that. So if someone else has learned that lesson,
you don't need
and
to learn the hard way all the time.
I mean, like, it's life. Life will have you learn some lessons. Unfortunately, it's part of it, and you're supposed to learn from it, hopefully. But if someone's sharing their experience, like, I think for me, that I don't want to get burnt also. Like,
which is why technology is improving. Somebody learned that, you know, the camera need to have some more color in it. Somebody learned, you know, to make microphone better.
Right.
Because of, so, you know.
Yeah, like I was telling my mom, I said, you walk so I could run. So a lot of the mistakes that you've made, I've learned from that. And I think that's why I also have, like, I'm a firm believer on, like, boundaries, whether that has to do with family or not. Everybody deserves to have a boundary, you know? So yeah, I learned from people's, I mean, like, it's not even really a wall. It's just like, no means no. And you're not going to guilt trip me for the time that I've said no when I've always said yes. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just keep giving, and who's going to pour back into me? Especially, like, even in my mom's case, financially, right? It's like you've given to so much of your family, but then now you have nothing to look back to or look forward to. But then those same people are, like, unappreciative, but they always still want.
But it's just, that's how the world is, you know.
Which is why boundaries.
No, the thing is, you will think like that, but then you have some people who just cannot see somebody in need of something and pass them. That's why you have people on the road every day. I cook food and I walk around and give people.
No, but this is my thing, is I don't believe that one person is more kind than the other. We are all kind people, you know that?
No, but but some people are stronger than, there are people who are stronger than other people.
So I think you
have a stronger mindset than other people.
In my mom's case, her thing was, again, financial literacy. Like, all of it falls into that, because I'm not saying you cannot help your family. I don't want my words to be, like, dissected into something else. So let me reframe and rephrase, all right? The whole thing is, if you have a room full of money, right? And you're not doing anything to multiply it, and you keep taking out of that room to give to everybody else, eventually that's going to be done. So how do you create wealth for yourself, your kids as well? Because remember, you're going to have kids. They're going to need, like, what do they even have to look forward to, right? So I'm not saying you don't give, but at the same time, just make sure you are growing financially.
She's not educated on that part.
Right. And then that's one thing she would tell you she regrets. And I fully understand why, because maybe she would have, like, sometimes said no, or sometimes just said, I'm going to take this 100%. Chance. To be able to,
instead of giving them 10, I give them 2.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right. You lower the amount. And that's what I mean by boundaries. I'm not saying that you don't give. I'm a giver. So I think when I say boundaries, people don't like the word boundaries because they think it means, like, I'm Xing you out, like I don't have a kind heart. No, that's not what that means. It just means
I don't see it as that. I say boundaries as you can only come this close and no further, you know. Come right here, yeah. Because I mean, but it's true, because sometimes you have some friends who, you know, they might burn you away, and it's like you're not 100% sure if the fire was hot that they burn you with. So you're like, you know what? Let me just keep that person right there instead of, you know, there. So it's that there's boundaries.
Like too, I like to think of it like when you go to a concert, you have your floor tickets, your VIP tickets, people that then have
levels,
access.
Honey.
Right. So that's how I view people in my life and, like, boundaries, because I think it's so important that you have to learn to place people accordingly and where they are at. If not, you're gonna be disappointed over and over, because unfortunately not everyone can be a VIP. You know, some people are more some people are more of the backseat people. Some people are like the sky box. Some people are like in the bleachers, you know, and some people are like literally VVIP. So it's like learning to place and being aware of, like, the positions and parts people play in your life.
And sometimes you get into VIP, but you're not really VIP, you know.
But that's why you have to pay attention.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's levels, you know what I mean? You might get into VIP, but you don't start thinking like that. You know,
yeah, I mean, it's like, trust your gut. Like, I always feel like with that feeling you have inside, that's like, why is this? Or, you know, once you start to feel that, start to pay attention to like what is happening. Because disappointment is a hell of a thing, especially like in friendships or like even in like family, because it's not every family that's like close-knit. You know what I mean? And like, if we are being real, because life is life, not everyone is a close-knit family, you know? So it's like learning. Once you learn and adjust that type of thinking, I think it helps everyone kind of like coexist better. People, I mean, that doesn't mean I'm going to see you and be rude. I'm still going to be nice, but I just know that this is the part you play in my life. And I'm ready for another vacation.
Me too.
You too? Anybody watching that wants to fly us out to your hotel?
Like I want one. No.
Anyway, my birthday's
but we're working
coming
on
up.
getting, you know, some help though. You know, because me with my
I mean, I think it's not even just that
it's
alone.
not everywhere you need to take the kids.
Or it's not even just that alone. I think for me as well, then it gives me a chance. Like, there's lots of like business ideas I want to venture into. Obviously now, yes, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I do a lot of content creating, filming and stuff, and like getting paid to do that. So it's like I want to be able to like fully explore in that.
It's not everywhere you take the kids. It's not everywhere.
Like, like this weekend when we're away, I had some
I'm also giving advice to young couples, because some people will just have the kids like just take over their entire life.
Right, and then you don't want
and not enjoy any life, you know, and you know that can cause a little problem in the marriage and in the relationship.
And reality is like they will grow up, and you don't want it to be that they've left and gone to college and living their life, and even after college, they're gonna go and live their life some more. Because it's just a cycle of life. Because I did that. We've done that to our parents. Like, you get up, you go live your life, you start your own family, all of that stuff. So it's like, just don't lose yourself like in your kids, and then the end, your kids will appreciate that, seeing that you were present, but you still were able to like make memories.
Have time for you,
your partner, because you don't want it to move on. You're like, who am I staring at right now? Like, this is awkward. What do we talk about? But I know it's hard though. It's really hard. I understand.
I appreciate the weekend, and I appreciate Sandals for setting up that bathtub. The bathtub, what do you call it? They call it when they put the soap,
bubble bath.
They put the soap in it and the flowers,
bubble bath.
And they put the flowers on the ground and write the sub 10 on the thing. Yeah, that was a vibe.
Like, I looked at him and I said, "I'm going in with or without
and she
you."
was like,
right?
"Ooh, this looked like a baby maker."
I said that.
So yeah. Okay,
he's been trying to say that I'm trying to trap him, but I'm like, how can a wife trap her husband?
with another baby?
No, I'm not. I'm actually not. All right.
Try chat with another baby.
I am not. So please, if you're listening or watching, do not get excited. Okay. So far, we're going through the year clear. Wipe the sweat off.
Oh gosh, you lady.
No.
Yeah, it was a vibe though. I had fun this weekend with you, and
it was nice. And then
forward to more of this.
I actually liked being at the charity. Like, obviously, we really and truly went for the weekend because of like wanting to be a part of the charity, and it's for a great cause, raising funds for education. Kids are the future of, you know, of us, our generation. And I liked like the energy, like the amount of people that showed up.
It was a good vibe.
It was a good vibe, and our power positive.
I feel like if I go back next year, I'm going to compete to win. Like, moment of silence. And I feel, I mean, next year, set up a 100-meter straight for me, and I'll race anybody. Set up a 100-meter straight. All right.
Okay.
And I will race anybody.
So it seems like we need to have Saf be at trials because it looked like he wants to go to Paris.
Mm.
So I want to go to Paris and watch the Olympics.
If it's even to climb the Eiffel Tower, I'll go to Paris.
So if you want to go and compete, I'll be there. I'll be there supporting you with the pom-poms.
I don't want to compete. I mean, I can give them a good relay leg, but nothing else.
So let me ask you this.
And then I go climb the Eiffel Tower.
I was listening to a podcast before we started shooting, and the guy was interviewing an artist, a famous artist, and he asked him, "Is fame and wealth all that it cracks up to be?" Like, so I want to ask you that. Is it?
If fame and wealth,
yeah,
all it adds up to be? Mm-hmm. Like, if there's anything...
Like, you know, people think that once you have that, your life is completed, you're happy 100%.
No.
Or like the way people feel like once you have wealth, you're happy
but we had
you're
this
smart.
discussion before, you know? We had this discussion before that, you know, I mean, with just having money and the fame and all that stuff, like, no, that's not where happiness comes in. I mean, yeah, money, you know, money
solve some problems.
Yeah, and it solve your problems and all that
Lifestyle.
stuff. You know, but yeah, like Bob Marley said, you know what I mean?
Wealth is like the quality of people you have around you, like your family. Because you can be around people and still feel lonely, you know? And then I think also people feel like once you have wealth or fame, that equates to like being intelligent.
Yeah, I remember before I got married, I could just go buy anything, you know, but at the end of the day, after I buy it and like I buy a car, I can't go lie down and sleep with the car and happy. I can drive it around.
He can live with his cars though. Like, don't make him fool you, okay? No.
It's a different kind of happiness though, guys. Different kind of happiness. And you know what it is. You know what it is.
But yeah,
money make you happy and all that stuff. But like I say, limit, you know.
But yeah, no, I definitely love this episode. And if you were listening, maybe you should take out like, you know, your journal, especially the part about financial literacy, because especially now in our generation, it's easy to make money. Like you can go on the internet, like TikTok.
Everybody have money.
All of these social media platforms give people a chance to be able to make money. So once you have something coming in, save, invest in stock. And if you're giving, make sure you're not giving more than your pay grade or above your pay grade, and also don't spend.
Don't give everything.
Right. So be smart and financial literacy. Like let's
go to school, because I realize a lot of these social media platforms tend to make people feel like they don't need to go to school and all that stuff. You know, stay in school, study, just go right through the program. You know, and I mean, you still can do your social media and put yourself through school, through college, you know, whatever it is. So, yeah.
I think stay in school, no matter what you do, nothing beats hard work and knowing that every day you show up giving 100%, even when you don't feel like it. Because in the end, it's all going to be worth it. So keep going, keep winning. Yeah.
And still have respect.
And humility.
Manners, trust me. I kind of see that kind of drifting away, like respect and manners, you know, for older people and for others, you know, that gone, you know, try and have some respect and, you know.
To your peers even as well, to everybody, because that, a lot of people don't realize that. Like I remember when I started modeling, my agent had told me that, you know, 90% of the time, what will get you booked on that job is your personality. So it's like how you make people feel, respect, humility, all of that stuff. So all of that counts. It's not just about like your physical appearance. So make sure, like what ties into what you were saying, like respect, manners, humility, just treat people nice, be a nice person, you know?
Yeah, not everybody cut out like that, but, you know, with that being said, we're going to end off. It's safe to say we can end off this episode now.
I think it's like short and sweet.
Yeah, man. Right? And guys, The like button is right there. Just press the like button, subscribe.
Leave a review.
Yeah, man. And give a review. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Don't miss a beat.